Hi and welcome to another review from Class 47 Peter, and this is going to be the first of 3 new reviews this weekend. Today's review is going to be a video on the Bachmann Class 24, as you can clearly see. Tomorrow, or Sunday rather, will be a review on the Bachmann Class 42 warship, and on Monday there will be a review on the Bachmann Class 04, and sometime later on the week there will be a review on the Queen Mary brake van. But you all know that from... Oh, sorry about that then, that was the door. But I'm sure you all know that from yesterday, but I've thought I would recap your memories a bit. So, today, as I said, we are looking at the Bachmann Class 24 Bobo, which is fitted with a Sulzers engine. And this model is 32427, Class 24 diesel, D5085, and it's in BR two-tone green livery. Now you can get them in several other liveries, such as BR blue, as shown on the photo here, which is wrong. Well, it would be right if this model was in BR blue, but as it's not in BR blue, then the photo they've used on the card insert is wrong. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's nice to have these photos on the card inserts in the boxes, but why they couldn't use more than one photograph instead of just one is beyond me. At least Hornby had that capability to do it. But the other lifts you can get this model in as well is in BR green, with the yellow warning panels and without them. And you can get a weird BR experimental livery, which is basically blue and red, but I don't like that livery because I think it's nasty. This livery, the BR two-tone green that it's in, is quite smashing, and I think it's one of the best liveries to go for. In fact, this livery is probably more suited to the Class 24 than in BR blue and BR green put together, in my opinion. And I do have a few other locomotives in BR two-tone green as well, being the Class 24 and I've got Class 47 in that livery. I was too late for it because I was born in 1994 and the livery had virtually vanished, but BR two-tone green is one of my favourite liveries. But anyway, let's get this model open and see what it's like. Well, firstly, it is actually hard to open. I can't open it. And I prefer these boxes, as I've said in other videos, to the plastic packaging Bachmann now use. There we go. Crikey, that was hard. Now this model came from S&J. I have no idea how much it cost because there's no... Well, there is a price tag on there, but it's blank. But I think it cost £45. Well, according to the website it is, which is now closed due to unreasonable paying fees, sorry. But I think they might have... Well, I think this model might have cost a little bit less than that actually, because we did buy some other things at the same time, as you all have seen from yesterday's video. If you haven't, go and watch it. I will link it in the description. So here's the old Bachmann box. So I'll just put that down to one side. Then we have the card insert. Oh, as you can see, there's the model. Look at that. That is stunning. So here's the card insert, and yes, we've got the instructions in there, which we'll come to in a second. So here's the card insert with a drawing of the Class 24 on the back, and it's the usual brief history on it. If you want to, you can pause and read it. Feel free to do so. So there's the card insert. I really like these. Nowadays the brief history is printed on the back of the boxes and the drawing is lacked, which is quite a shame, but then, oh well, we'll have to live with it. But the thing I love with these, if you have it in a bedroom somewhere, you can get a long string tied to both of the walls and have these hanging on the string. Might look a bit silly, but you can do that. I don't do it personally, but I think that would look really cool. So here's the instructions for the Class 24, which will soon go into my folder, and it's the usual helpful information, as you would expect, which is good. At least whoever pre-owned this originally has kept the instructions, because some people don't, which is what I can't understand. And also, normally you would get a collectible flyer in there and guarantee... Oh god, listen to the wind. Sorry about that, Dan. The wind literally pushed open the garage door and blew one of the bins alongside. On all days I decide to do a review, it has to be on a windy day. But anyway, as I was saying, yeah, some people don't keep these instructions, and I really don't know why, because they're quite useful, and they are important. But anyway, so here we have the unopened bag of details, and in here we have handrails for the doors, these head code discs which I love, because there's so many things you can do with these. You can have so many different head codes on your model. Little footsteps and the usual vacuum brakes to go on the front. So that will all be quite fun to add later, which we will add later, but not in this review. So I'll just put them down there. Now all that's left to do is to get the model out of the packaging. So there are finger holes in the back, as you can see. And so I'll just gently lift her out. Sorry about that then, I got interrupted. But as you can see in the box, it rests in this foam covering, which I think is nice. Crikey, listen to the wind. I hope it doesn't detract too much. Hang on, I'll sort it out. Right, I'm back now. I've sorted the problem by pushing a wheelie bin full of rubbish, literally full to the brim, up against the door. So hopefully that will fix it. If it hasn't, don't blame me. Because on all days I did a review, it had to be on a windy day. Or more like a blizzard day. But anyway, so a bit of dust on the model there. Let's have a look at the loco. Now this model literally brings me back to when I was about 7 or 8, because at that time I remember looking on the old Bachmann website at some of the models they were doing, and when I went into the diesel section I came upon this and my attention was just drawn to it. I thought it looked really immense, and I remember asking it for it as well on Easter, because it was just before Easter. I never got the model until now, because as soon as I saw it in the shop I thought, blimey, I remember this, and so I had to go for it, and I'm really glad I did, because I think it would have been a fool not to, because just look at this model. It looks so stunning in this BR two-tone green livery, and I think it's the best livery to go for. There is a newer model they have brought out in this livery, which is a DCC sound model, but they've discontinued that for whatever reason, so it's not as easy to get hold of. Bachmann, why you keep discontinuing your models like this, I have no idea. But anyway, so onto the model. Firstly, she is quite heavy, and I mean really heavy. She's literally making my arm ache. But that's what we want the weight, because the weight is good. We have NEM sockets there, so you can remove the couplings, which I shall do later, although I won't do it just yet. There's the holes for where the detail has to go in the buffer beam. Sprung metal buffers, as you would expect. I know I go on saying that they're just for play, but they are nice to have. There's lamppoins on the front there, and handrails as well. Handrails as well as a warning sign at the front. Glazing in all cab windows, as well as wipers on the windows as well. You get 2 drivers in the front there. You get 2 drivers in the front there, which is, the fact is, my only criticism is they've put the drivers where the fan is. But that doesn't matter anyway, because I won't be driving this locomotive in this direction where the fan is. This will be the back, where the stock will be coupled up to. I know it will look kind of weird, but who cares? You know, it's designed to go in both directions, so it doesn't matter really which way you run the model. You've got some nice bogie detail there, as well as a step that's already been added. The fuel tank is very nicely detailed as well. Not much to say about it, but you know, there's not much to say about them in real life anyway. There's the door, along with the holes where the handrails fix into, and the number, D5085. You get some rivets all on the bodywork, which is nice. And you get this here, which is a builder's plate. British Railway Derby Works. So this engine was built in Derby. In fact, bad focus there, these were built in more than one factory. In reality, they were built in Derby Works, Darlington Works and Crewe Works. So that's a bit interesting there. We have all these grills along down inside the model, as you can see, and they have a very nice texture to them. The livery is spot on, as you can see, and it looks stunning. Just look at that, the dark green on at the top and the lighter green on the bottom. And there's the lake crest, as it's accurate compared to the real livery. You have rivets round here, along with a warning sign, and that I do believe is a blanking plate of some sort, like they had in reality. And there's some more detail in here. There's some more rivets on the model, as you can see. There's the other front of the loco, which is just the same as the front, well, the other end should I say. And there's even a shed plate on here which says 22B, no sorry, 32B, sorry. Get your facts right, Peter, come on. And that is the shed code for Ipswich. Do excuse the shaky hand. That's where the head code discs fit into, and I can't wait to fit them in. And then we look at the roof. As you can see, there's rivets on the roof. You have all these engine panels at the top there, as well as this one, which is very nicely detailed. You have a grill on the top with a fan underneath, which doesn't spin, but we've got to accept the fact by now that Bachmann do not have spinning fans on their models. But, you know, that doesn't really make a model automatically better at the end of the day. The roof is the right colour though, we'll give it that. There's some more rivets on the roof around here. God, this is a really stunning model. And that's the exhaust. Or are these the exhaust? I don't know. I'm sure someone will tell me which is the exhaust. So, put your comments in the description. You could always weather it round here if you wanted to, but I'm not going to. Because it's not really my intention to do so. And the other, oh blimey, there's a lot of grease stuff around on this side. Just a sec, I'll sort that out. Right, we've got some tissue and I'm going to clean that grease off the side of the model. Oh yeah, there we go, look at that. There we go. She's nice and clean again. We'll keep this tissue in case it happens to any other models I have. So yeah, the other side of this model is just as good. All the grills, the livery again is spot on, the accurate logo, the blanking plates. All in all, she's a stunning model, I'm sure you will agree. The only problem I virtually have with this model is where they've put the drivers, which is at this end, but it's not too much of a major criticism, yes, because it's designed to go in both directions, but it would have been nice if those at this end, but that's just a nitpick really. But wow, I'm literally grinning like the 8-year-old I would have been if I'd had this model back then. But you know what they say, oh, train horn, you know what they say, good things are worth waiting for. Or is it good things that come to those who wait? Whichever one you prefer. But anyway. And also, I do have a fantastic idea for this model, which will happen on the one occasion before I detail the ends and take this coupling at the front. I'm going to have this double heading with my Class 25 in BR two-tone green. And I think that will look really interesting and incredible to have both those locos double heading before she starts having her own work. Let's quickly do a non-speaking tour of it. Can you see how fantastic this model is? Bachmann aren't making these at the moment, but they are due to bring a new tooling of them back out at some point in 2014 or this year. But I prefer this model and I'm much more happier to have this one. Simply because it's the one I wanted back all those years ago and I can't believe I finally got it in my hands. So alas, she is something special. But anyway, Let's get this bad boy on the tracks and see how she runs. Let's do it the class 47 Peter way, which is the way I do my videos. Right, here are the tracks, and we're going to run them on this line, as I have been doing for a while now. So here's the loco. Gently putting the Bobo Sulzers onto the rails. There we go. Let's do a quick brief history on it. They were built between 1958 and 1961. I've already explained where they were built. As we know, they were fitted with Sulzer engines, and the last was withdrawn in 1980. So they lasted right up to that time. And 4 of these models are preserved. Sadly, none are preserved in this livery, which is a shame, because I think this is the best livery that these engines have ever carried. But at least I've got it in model form, so that's really cool. Anyway, let's get her running. We'll give her a quick test in backwards run. Oh yeah, look at how smooth that is. Now okay, the power setting isn't very high, but look at how smooth that is. There's no grinding noises. It's getting to the point now where I can't reach further because I've got a box of wagons down on the floor. There she goes through the tunnel. Coming out the other side and passing over the level crossing and under this bridge. I don't know if the model has working lights, but then I couldn't really care less anyway. But then lights are better at night time really. Passing the engine shed. And passing the beach. In some very nice sunshine. Well, that shop looks really cool, doesn't it? And then passing the grounded coach body, which is that cheapo coach from the horrible Your Mother Railway Village series. The reason why it's grounded is because the coach broke again. So I've taken it out of service, and that's going to be a workman's hook thing, which is a suitable use for it, in my opinion. And I've got the bogies there. So now here she comes, passing through the station, which even though it does look a little bit like a ghost town, it will be improved a bit, have people in there and etc. Then past the signal box, not Austin Powers Jaguar, or Shaguar, whichever you prefer. Bad focus there. Let's get a close-up shot of her coming out the other end of the tunnel, eh? Okay, we've seen it at slow speed. Let's put the pedal to the metal. Let's get it going a bit quicker. Oh yeah, look at that. Right, so now we're going to get a pulling a rake of chocolate and cream stock. And she's just out for this. Let's get her to back up. Wrong way. Excuse the dog barking, I'll annoy him later. Oh yes. Yeah, that is really smooth. Right, so let's get her going. Oh yeah, look at that. No problems there. That is just ace. Right, so what's left to say about it? Well, overall it gets a solid 9 out of 10 for me. The only criticism with it, it's a nitpick, is where the drivers are, but other than that it's a fantastic model. I've been after one of these Class 24s for years, especially this particular model, and I'm just so happy to get it. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Or virtually tomorrow, actually.